When you think of the golden age of Flash games, a few titles stand out: Club Penguin, Line Rider, and Bloons Tower Defense, to name a few. But one game brought a level of creativity and fluidity that no one expected: the Fancy Pants Adventure. Created by Brad Borne in 2006, this quirky platformer stood out in a sea of basic point-and-click games. It wasn't just a Flash game, it was an experience. Today, we're diving into the story behind this iconic title, its evolution over the years, and how it became a symbol of Flash gaming's golden era. In the mid-2000s, Flash games were thriving. Platforms like Newgrounds and Armor games were filled with creative, bite-sized experiences, offering a playground for developers to experiment and share their work. Most games were simple, a few clicks or keyboard inputs, but they rarely pushed boundaries. That all changed in 2006 when Brad Borne, an independent developer with a love for platformers, decided to create something different. Brad's goal was clear: to design a game that felt smooth, fluid, and satisfying to play. He was inspired by the precision of Super Mario Bros. And the momentum of Sonic the Hedgehog, but he also wanted to add his own creative twist. The result? The Fancy Pants Adventure, a game unlike anything else on the Flash scene. With its minimalistic, hand-drawn aesthetic and tight controls, Fancy Pants felt more like a polished console platformer than a free browser game. And it wasn't just a game, it was a work of art, a product of passion and creativity. Brad uploaded Fancy Pants Adventure World 1 to platforms like Newgrounds and Armor games, where it quickly gained traction. Players were hooked by its fluid animations, quirky humor, and a playful personality. Fancy Pants wasn't just another stick figure, it was a character, brought to life through movement, style, and of course, those iconic orange pants. The game became an instant hit, racking up millions of plays and glowing reviews. It was proof that even in a sea of amateur games, passion and creativity could create something truly memorable. So, what made the Fancy Pants Adventure stand out in a crowded market of Flash games? Well, the answer is its gameplay and style. At its core, Fancy Pants was a platformer, but it wasn't just about getting from point A to point B, it was about how you got there. Brad Borne's focus on smooth, physics-based movement was revolutionary for Flash games at the time. The controls were tight and responsive, encouraging players to experiment with running, jumping, and sliding. Every action had a sense of momentum, making the game feel dynamic and alive. Unlike many Flash platformers, which could feel stiff or clunky, Fancy Pants felt fluid and effortless. Fancy Pants wasn't just fun to play, it was fun to watch. The animations were hand-drawn and intentionally sketchy, giving the game a unique, charming aesthetic that set it apart from the clean, pixelated look of other games. Every movement, from a simple jump to a snail shell kick, was brimming with personality. You weren't just controlling the stick figure, you were controlling a living, breathing character. And then there was the quirky little details. Take the snail shell, for example. On the surface, it was just a fun mechanic, you could kick it around like a soccer ball. But it also encouraged exploration, as players could use it to unlock secret areas or reach hidden collectibles. And speaking of collectibles, Fancy Pants made even squiggles feel meaningful. These scattered doodles weren't just points. They added to the playful, creative feel of the game. The levels were designed as playgrounds, encouraging players to explore, experiment, and enjoy the ride. The minimalist art style was another defining feature. It was simple, yes, but intentionally so. The hand-drawn lines and colorful backgrounds gave the game a whimsical, almost childlike charm. It was as if the game had leapt straight out of a sketchbook. This design choice wasn't just unique, it was timeless, allowing the game to stand out even today. Ultimately, the Fancy Pants Adventure wasn't just a game you played, it was a game you felt. Its combination of tight gameplay, creative design, and unique charm turned what could have been just another platformer into a masterpiece of the Flash era. Following the success of Fancy Pants Adventures World 1, Brad Borne wasn't content to rest on his laurels. The positive feedback and growing fanbase motivated him to push the series further. In 2008, he released World 2, a sequel that built on everything that made the first game special, while also introducing new mechanics and challenges. World 2 brought a noticeable evolution in the game's design. The animations were even smoother, the levels were more expansive, and the gameplay introduced new elements, like wall running and more intricate platforming. The game also featured more enemies and hazards, requiring players to think carefully about their movements. Fancy Pants wasn't just stylish anymore, he was a skilled adventurer. One of the standout additions in World 2 was the introduction of water-based levels. This was a bold move, as underwater sections are often considered a weak point in platformers. But Brad approached it differently, ensuring that the movement underwater felt natural and retained the series' signature fluidity. They added a layer of variety that kept players engaged and made the game feel even more ambitious. In my opinion, I really loved the underwater scenes, and just the animations of it was all beautifully done, and props to him for being able to do all that. As the years passed, Brad continued to improve the series. In 2012, he released Fancy Pants Adventure World 3, which took the series to new heights. This installment added more features than ever before, including a broader variety of environments, creative puzzles, and an even greater emphasis on exploration. It wasn't just about reaching the end of the level anymore. It was about discovering all the hidden secrets that were hidden along the way. World 3 also expanded the storytelling, giving players a better sense of the Fancy Pants universe. The humor and charm were cranked up, making the game feel even more like an adventure than just a series of levels. Players could see how much love and care went into crafting this game, and it paid off. The Fancy Pants Adventure series wasn't just about improvement, it was about innovation. Each new release wasn't just a sequel, it was reimagining of what a Flash game could achieve. Brad wasn't just making games, he was building a legacy, one squiggle at a time. The evolution of Fancy Pants Adventure series demonstrated how Flash games could grow with their audience. Brad's vision and dedication to pushing boundaries ensured that this series remained fresh, exciting, and most importantly, fun. As the landscape of gaming changed in the late 2000s and early 2010s, Flash games began to lose their dominance. Browser-based games faced challenges from the rise of mobile apps and indie games on console and PC. For Brad Borne, this wasn't an end, though. It was an opportunity. In 2011, the Fancy Pants Adventures made its debut on consoles, releasing for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. The game brought together content from the new first two worlds, along with brand new levels, co-op, multiplayer, and updated visuals. This marked Fancy Pants' transition from a beloved browser game to a fully fledged console title. It was a bold move, but it showcased the series' potential beyond the Flash ecosystem. Brad didn't stop there. Recognizing the growing mobile market, he released Fancy Pants Adventure on iOS and Android. These versions retained the charm and fluid gameplay of the originals, while introducing touch controls and accessibility for a whole new generation of players. For many, Fancy Pants became their first taste of mobile platforming. In 2017, Brad launched Super Fancy Pants Adventures on PC and mobile platforms. This wasn't just an adaptation of the earlier games, it was an entirely new adventure with hand-drawn animations, new abilities like weapon combat, and sprawling levels filled with secrets. The series had grown up, adapting to modern gaming trends while staying true to its roots. Through every platform and iteration, Brad maintained the soul of the series. Fluid, satisfying movement, quirky humor, and a sense of creativity. Fancy Pants wasn't just surviving in the changing gaming world, but it was thriving. Nearly 2 decades after its debut, the Fancy Pants adventure remains a beloved gem in gaming history. For many, it represents more than just a series of games. It's a time capsule of the Flash gaming era, a reminder of the afternoon spent exploring creative, experimental worlds on platforms like Newgrounds and Armor Games. The series' influence can still be felt today. Fancy Pants inspired a generation of indie developers to think outside the box, proving that even a small, independently developed game could deliver the quality and charm of a full-fledged console title. Brad Borne's dedication to smooth gameplay and innovative mechanics showed what could be achieved with passion and creativity, even in the limitations of Flash. But Fancy Pants isn't just a relic of the past, it's a series that continues to evolve. Through its transition to consoles, mobile platforms, and the release of Super Fancy Pants Adventure, Brad kept the spirit of the game alive, even in the era dominated by big-budget titles. Fancy Pants has retained its charm, carving out a unique place in gaming culture. Beyond the games themselves, Fancy Pants Adventure has become a symbol of what's possible when creativity meets perseverance. It reminds us of an era when gaming was less about microtransactions and more about joy, experimentation, and community. And for those who grew up playing it, Fancy Pants isn't just a game, it's a memory, a piece of our childhood. The legacy of Fancy Pants Adventure isn't just about the orange pants or the squiggles, it's about the impact of one developer's vision on millions of players. It's a story of innovation, resilience, and above all, fun. And even as the Flash era fades into history, Fancy Pants reminds us that great games will never truly go out of style. From its humble beginnings as a quirky Flash game, to its status as an indie gem, Fancy Pants Adventure has left an unerasable mark on gaming history. Its smooth platforming, creative charm, and timeless gameplay ensures that it will always be remembered as one of the greatest Flash games of all time. What's your favorite memory of Fancy Pants Adventure? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me for next time for more deep dives into gaming history and all other sorts of cool stuff. Until next time, see you.